So we're skipping now, but we're skipping for the final set of belts for the youngsters program. So these are the final few belts. The first few, we just wanted to see them turning the rope and then making it over it with a continual pattern. For the next couple of belts, we wanted to see faster skipping and maybe a trick where they take the rope to the side and then skipping again. So what are we looking for now? We're looking for that and a level up again. So next to no mistakes, and as many little tricks and variations as possible. So crisscross is the first one. What Hana's doing here is crossing the rope and not messing up, amazingly, and getting over the rope as well. So crisscross is a skill that takes quite a long time to practice and quite a long time to master. We cross as we jump and then we bring it back again afterwards. Okay, so we're looking for fast skipping, side to side. We can try a double jump if we can. Some children can do that, some can't, where they jump twice with the rope, and a crisscross as well.
I can't really jump forward.
That's okay, but as long as they're trying. We can see now Hana, if she really goes for it. Let's have 10 seconds of good skipping. Ready? So we've got side to sides, we've got crisscrosses, and fast skipping as well. Remember, they have to perform this for 1 minute to the best of their ability. If they are skipping where they're just making it over the rope, and someone next to them is doing that, that person's obviously going to be performing better for this level, and this is really what we want to see. It's taken them quite a long time, probably two, maybe 3 years, maybe even 4 years to get to this level with these belts. So they've been skipping for a while, and we want to see some progress. So on to the hand techniques for the brown belt. Again, just like all the others, we have to perform all of the hand techniques from all the previous belts, and we're getting really high now, so there's lots of things for these kids to do. It's going to be at least an hour long getting through this stuff. So we're going to do a hand combination that we actually use a lot in the adults or juniors and adults programs. We're going to do a shovel forwards, cross, hook, cross. Now this is exactly the same in the adults programs as well. We'll do a little roll afterwards, but it's a basic combination that's performed in a lot of kickboxing and boxing sports. So all the basics from cross we performed in the second belt. So go back and look at that yellow belt, the second belt. We can go through all the details of how to do a cross. The hook we did in the third belt, in the orange belt. We can go back there on these videos and have a good look at all the details of how to perform that hook. So I'm just going to cover the basics here. If we need more detail, look at those. So the cross first. So shovel forwards we've done in blue belt. Hana taught us that. So we're going to shovel forwards. We're going to perform a cross off the rear arm. Now we're looking for that twist. I need the ball of the foot to come up to prove that we've twisted our hips and that the shoulder is forwards. That's how we get power in these punches, not just from throwing an arm out. Now if we hold that cross out, Hana, now we're going to pull that arm back and hook with this arm. And again, the power comes from Hana twisting her body as if she's a column rotating here. She then does another cross. So after the hook, she does another cross. When she's punching off with one arm, the other arm is tight on the guard, right? So, but let's not just look at the hands, let's look at how Hana's moving her entire body by twisting, twisting, twisting. There's 3 twists here. So it's shovel forwards, cross with a twist, hook with a twist, cross with a twist. Now hooks, there's lots of different types of hooks. Anyone who's got any experience of boxing or martial arts will hit me with all kinds of details about how you can do body hooks, head hooks, little short hooks, thumb up hooks, nothing wrong with any of this. We don't mind people doing these hooks with thumb up. Okay, we understand this is fine. We don't mind whether we have the thumb up or the thumb in. We tend to teach the youngsters thumb in or facing us, so the hook is performed this way. But if they perform it this way, this is okay. This is widely regarded as a typical hook punch as well. So, left stance. Slow basics first. Shovel forwards, cross. Then hook, then cross. And it's a combination, so it seamlessly moves from one to the other. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to be performing left stance, then a right turn, and then right stance. So let's move back a little bit. Move back a bit more. There we go. So, hands by the side, feet together. Left fighting stance. Again, if you're helping at home, you don't need to be calling out like I am with ayahs and things. It's just say go and 1 and 2. This is fine. This is just a traditional way that I'm calling it. So, shovel forwards, cross it, cross. Ready? 1. Look at the twist. 2. Look how she's twisting her body, pivoting on her feet. 1 more. 3. So now right turn, because we are left leg in front, the right leg is behind, so it's the right leg that's going to be performing the turn. Right turn, shovel forwards. This is where it gets tricky for these guys. Left cross now. So left hand crosses, cross, hook, cross. There's a lot of coordination there because now they're in the opposite stance. Again, shovel forwards, left arm cross. So cross, hook, cross. Again, shovel forwards, go. Cross, hook, cross. 1 more time, shovel forwards, cross, hook, cross. Left turn, Go. Shoulder forwards, cross it across. Close stance and finish. There's a lot of coordination there. They might be able to perform it fine with one leg in front and have difficulty with the other leg in front. So if we're struggling with that, maybe take out the steps up and down. Let's have a demo of this. So if we go hands by side, feet together, left fighting stance. So just perform it on the spot, Hana. Cross it across, no shuffle. Go. So we could rep this. Do it again until Hana is confident enough to do it. Then switch stance. Go. Now I'm going to rep it off the other side. Cross her cross. Again. Until she is confident. Then, and close stance for finish. When she's confident of doing that, then maybe put in the shuffles up and down the room. Because there's a lot of coordination there, and when they're young, it's going to be difficult. Remember these guys, let's do a turn. Do left leg in front, and then do a turn. Then shuffle forwards again. And this is the hard bit. This is where you as a parent or a carer or a helper for a child are going to have some a little bit of practice time. So that's the hardest bit. It's simple technique, but it's just a lot of coordination, right?
Yeah.
Good switch. Okay, so we're on to the kicking technique for the brown belt. Remember, we must perform all the kicking techniques with all the previous belts. It's going to take a long time to get through it, so there's a lot for them to do as well as just this one. So go back and watch all the other videos. So we're going to be performing a kicking routine, which is front kick, then a side kick. Again, this is not one that's going to work particularly well in sparring. We're just forcing them to do one kick, then another kick from different angles. So, all those basic kicks, we've gone through the details before. Front kick is in our first belt, was in the red belt. Side kick is on our third belt, the orange belt. So we're not going to go through massive detail now, because if you want to look at that, go back and look at those grades, okay? So let's go to a left fighting stance, Hana. So we're going to be performing a front kick off the rear leg. Good chamber, nice high chamber. Kick with the ball of the foot, then a side kick. Let's just go over that front kick quickly. So left leg in front. So chamber first. We always chamber, kick, chamber down. We're going to snap that front kick out, striking with the ball of the foot, with the toes pulled back. We land in front now. Now we're going to be performing a side kick. So we chamber across. So chamber side kick. Then with the edge of the foot, we extend out, re-chamber, and then put back down again. Let's show you side on. So facing me, Hana. So left leg in front. So front. So if you just move back a little bit. So front kick off the rear leg. Chamber and kick, chamber down. Then side kick. Let's do this slowly again first. We chamber side on, re-chamber forward. Chamber here, extend the leg out. We look for the top of the foot to be turned over for that edge, that knife edge of that foot to strike. Re-chamber and then put back down again. So let's face the camera. Hands on the side, feet together. Left fighting stance. Go. Front kick, side kick. Ready. 1. So let's move back a little bit, Hana. Guard nice and tight. Again. Go. Front kick, rear leg. Side kick, rear leg. So now we get to the end of the room, we do a right turn, front kick rear leg, side kick rear leg. One more time, go, front kick rear leg, side kick rear leg. So you see Hana's going a little bit too high there and losing her foot position on her side kick, so these are the things we're looking for. Face the end of the room, left turn, front kick rear leg, side kick rear leg. Close stance and finish. So what are we looking for? Correct chambers, snapping of that kick, snapping the kicks up nice and straight, hitting with the correct parts of the foot, guard nice and tight throughout, good rotation, and good fighting stance between every technique. Okay, so now we're going to start introducing pad work for these youngsters. We're at the brown belt level. We have pad work for the final 2 belts, the brown and the black. You need a pair of these. These are called focus pads. As a parent or as a helper, you probably need to practice at home. These guys will need it for their classes. You can easily purchase these things almost anywhere online. They range all the way from 20-ish pounds all the way up to 200 plus, whatever you want to pay. My advice would be to go somewhere in the middle. So we need to learn how to hold these things. We need to learn the basic combination we need for this brown belt, and there's one for black belt as well. We'll go into that in the video next. So my stance needs to be the same as Hana's stance, and we're going to be performing a jab cross, which we've done up and down the hall. So let's just do a jab cross. Imagine I've got pads. And then we're just going to make sure their guard is nice and tight by performing a side cover. So what I mean by side cover, you can see that Hana's protecting her head here, and to the best of her ability, protecting her body as well. It's never going to be perfect that you can absolutely combine both of them, because your arm is not as long as your body, but she's condensed herself in nice and tightly there, so she's got a good block there. What we don't want them to do is do a big performance out of block, because if you do a big performance out of block here and then another one out here, it's quite hard to block multiple punches. So we're teaching them how to do a boxing shell, we call it, where we roll around and we keep nice and tight. So we have a jab cross, left, right, cover one, cover two. Now this is good fun for me as a parent or a helper as well. We're getting them to block, we're not trying to smack them with the pads. I'm hitting them with the friendly side here. I'm not trying to jab this part of the pad in, no matter how much you may feel like it sometimes. Okay? So, jab, cross. I want to see the twist on that cross. So we twist on that back foot, all the basics that we've learned. Then back to that guard, nice and tight. Guard tight. Side cover one, side cover two. Now we need to try and move around and do this. We've only got so much room on the camera, we would move around a bit more for real, but we'll stay in the frame we've got. Good guard, moving around. Let's go. Jab, cross. Cover one, cover two. Moving. Jab, cross. Cover one, cover two. Notice how I've come down to Hannah's height. No point in me holding pads up here for her.
I can still do it though.
You can still do it, but she's losing a lot of power there. So we're losing technique. So I'm going to come down to her level. Jab, cross. Block one, block two. Notice how I'm holding the pads here. I'm not holding them square or straight on. Jab goes a bit further in front, cross goes a bit further behind. Now if I show you this angle with the camera, they're close together. So I'm keeping them fairly close together. It's not one here and one here. This is a great ab workout because I'm twisting a lot, but it's not really realistic and Hannah's going to open herself massively to counters. So keep the pads close together. Lead one slightly further in front than the back one. Now not all children are right-handed. This is great for someone who's right-handed because she's left leg in front. We could perform it right leg in front. Now, if Hana is left-handed, this suits her better because her power hand for the cross is now behind. So my front arm takes the jab, my back arm hits that cross. Now you see people doing pad work where they throw the pads at the person. So if you do a jab, I'll do a jab for you. You see a lot of them feed them in. This is a different style of pad work. My advice to a parent or a carer of a child would be probably not to get involved with that, only because you need to know what you're doing. So let's keep this basic. This is a video really for parents or helpers for children learning. So I'm going to keep it where I want that target, nice and strong. I'm not letting my pad fall away, and I'm not giving her loads of feedback where I'm doing loads of work for it. This is like a Mayweather style pad work. We're not going to get into that. This is just a video for helpers. So, Hannah's right-handed, so most of the stuff we're going to be performing is left leg in front. Jab, cross, cover, cover. Nice tight guard, show me the cover, cover. And then moving again. So they're learning how to throw basic punches and defend themselves. And it's pretty good fun too.